I've been able to take recurring 90-day holidays every year since 2015 as a business owner. Every year for 90 days or 3 months, traveling the world to 45 plus countries as the team at home runs and grows the company in my absence. Or maybe traveling isn't your thing. Maybe you simply dream of being able to completely remove yourself from your company, being able to replace yourself and exit the company. Or maybe you would like to sell your company sometime in the future. Well, I have achieved each of those two things as well. I've grown and built two completely separate companies in two completely unique industries. I've grown them, I've scaled them, and I've sold each of them in 2016 and then again in 2019 as well. Regardless of how you want the dream to look, it really comes down to a few things. You just want the company to work and to have your time back. You want the team to be able to complete the work correctly without errors, on time, and without your involvement. So you can reduce your time on the operations each day to instead focus on growth to work on the business rather than in it. Regardless of how you want the dream to look, it comes down to a few things. For example, perhaps you aspire to achieve the freedom to detach from the business, or maybe you long to exit the business and replace yourself, or sell the business to finally pursue the next chapter of life. Or maybe you're more ambitious and you want to grow and scale to dominate a market. Or maybe you simply want to free up time so you can focus on working on the business and bringing your vision to life. The good news is that regardless of your industry or your team size or what type of work you do, I can replicate this in any company in any part of the globe. Just like Ken, who had a business whereby everything was dependent on him. He was unable to take any vacations and he was chained to his desk. After working with us, he was able to quadruple his profits to 7 figures and regain his freedom, being able to travel to 23 different countries while the business also grew. Great work, Ken. Now you're probably wondering who we are. We are not an agency with bloated retainers that makes your business dependent on us. We are not an online course where you're left to figure everything out on your own. We are not one of those masterminds where you must hunt for useful information. And we are not a certification or accreditation company that forces your business to conform to our standards just to meet their made-up rules. We are a custom solution provider. We take care of everything for you. All systems, all processes, all software, all teams. And best of all, we've already helped almost 1,000 unique companies across 94 completely separate industries achieve these results already. So regardless of if you would like to grow and scale or get your time back or remove yourself completely or even sell your company, the approach is the exact same. Hey, I'm Jamie Stenhouse, and over the last 19 years of growing, scaling, selling, and exiting multiple companies, I've seen a trend amongst my peers, and that is that a lot of them have unique expertise. They're great at their craft. Their customers and clients really enjoy interacting with them, their team, and their company. However, a lot of them are also really awful at removing dependency from the company to themselves as they begin to grow and scale. So as someone who's a high school dropout with a speaking impediment, and that's why I might sound a little bit strange or a little bit odd from time to time throughout this, I've learned to see the world through a completely different lens. A lens through cause and effect, a lens through systems thinking, a lens that allows me to influence the inputs to then change and program the outputs. And that's something I've applied to my whole life, from every company I've launched and scaled and sold, from every team member I've hired, from every challenge I've encountered and overcome for myself and my own clients. And it's something that I really started to practice and hone in on. I've learned how to see cause and effect to almost predictably program any result I would like to happen in my own life and the lives of our clients here. Objective is simple: to systemize your business, duplicate the methods of your best team members or yourself, and free up your time to reduce your stress and increase your quality of life in weeks, not months or years. And best of all, we've already achieved this across a broad range of team sizes and industries, including cleaning, wholesale, dog walking, real estate, auto repair, software, education, e-commerce, commercial flooring, marketing, plumbing, public relations design, medical, legal services, security, clinics, investing, and 76 other industries since 2018. So, this translates to that no business is too special or too unique that it can't be systemized. Success is not random. It's a series of systemized steps, whether it's freeing up time, scaling a business, or preparing it for an exit. We've taken over 1,000 businesses since 2018 through these steps before. Think your business is unique or unsolvable. We'd love to look at it. Our method is tried and tested across industries, turning complex challenges into clear, actionable processes. And of course, if this sounds interesting or intriguing or something you would like to learn or implement, then of course keep viewing, because I'll be showing you how we can achieve all of this in a few weeks, not months or even years. Just like Gemma experienced, who within a few weeks of deciding to work with us, was able to increase the workload and sales for her business while doing less of the work herself, she was able to do more with less. Good work, Gemma. We will document and write all of your systems and processes so that all knowledge is centralized and usable. Team meetings, group chats, and interruptions are completely removed, and everyone is held accountable with work that is done correctly, on time, the first time around. So I'm sure you're curious in terms of how is this approach unique or different to you just creating your own processes or having your team create their own checklist. Well, here's why that is probably flawed. A checklist is not a process. It has room for assumption and interpretation. It is part of a process, but it isn't an entire process. It shows the what to do, not the when, how, why, and what if. It's also usually in a single format, text, and list. There is also a reason why business owners who try this on their own or with their team never seem to really get ahead. You see, if the team attempts it, it takes time away from their job, the thing you hired them for. This now costs the business in opportunity cost and in wages. The team and the owner will most likely get it wrong. They haven't had almost 20 years of systemizing experience across 94 different industries. It's not their fault, it's just not what they excel at. People will write the process from their point of view as someone who has contextual understanding and training. This will result in the process being useless and require whoever is using it to have training, which defeats the purpose of having the process. It will take your team or you weeks to get around to it and months before they finish it, and it will be still wrong or out of date by that time. The real tell-all sign of a process working is silence. No questions, no team meetings, no group chats, no training. Not because we're trying to rule like a tyrant, but because everyone has everything they need. So you have to recognize that team questions, meetings, group chats, and emails are simply temporary fixes, band-aids for a deeper issue. These interactions signal that the team lacks essential information, requiring them to seek confirmation or assistance. This creates dependency within the business. Well-designed systems and processes should naturally supply the team with everything they need. If your business still relies on daily or weekly meetings, active group chats, or frequent training sessions, it's a sign that existing processes might not be fully effective. Team training and meetings can't solve these underlying issues. Anytime a question arises, whether in Slack, emails, or meetings, it highlights a gap in your processes or a disconnect between the team and the systems in place. So here's how a lot of companies, and maybe yourself, have even tried to solve that problem previously. So if you have someone on your team who is currently going through a certain process or task or project or job, and some question comes up, maybe it's a question, maybe it's a comment, maybe there's a request for help, right? That gets sent to either the CEO, ourselves, or the team lead or the project lead or possibly someone else on their team. And the normal response from this individual who has just been asked a question is, of course, to formulate an answer. That's a normal human response. And then to give that answer to the person who asked the question, in the hopes that it will hopefully solve the problem and, of course, prevent that question happening in the future. However, that is the wrong thing to do if you want to scale and grow and not have a company that is reliant on anyone, because what happens in this scenario is that we indirectly, and directly of course, improve the team. Now, that doesn't sound too awful. However, I want to propose an alternative solution that we endorse here at Systems and Teams. And that is that if you have someone on your team going through a certain process or task or job or duty, and some question comes up, well, we can be extremely confident that the question came up because of a hole inside the process. There was no question before they encountered that process. Now that they are encountering that job or project or task or duty, there's a question. There's room for assumption. There's room for interpretation. Something was not clear. So therefore, anytime our team is going through a process or a job or a task or duty, and some question comes up and that gets sent to ourselves or to our team or to the project lead, their response should be, I'm glad you brought this question to me. I'm not going to answer it right here. Instead, I'm going to update the process. When you use the process again, you will find the answer. And slowly over time, this will, of course, improve the process first rather than only the team. So that if your team quits or something happens to them, it's not harmful to the company because all of the improvements are stored inside your processes rather than the individuals. This means you rely on your systems and processes to direct anybody on your team, new or senior, to act as if they had years of experience. That is not to say that people are unimportant, but it is literally impossible to have a consistent business. That depends on extraordinary people to show up every day. Now, don't get me wrong, people are still important, but systems and processes tell people what to do. The systems are the multiplier. You see it all the time, not the brightest business owner, with very average staff, a pretty average service, yet a wildly successful business. How? Systems and processes. Systems and processes allow any team to be programmed to act in a way that moves the business forward. Without systems and processes, all that we have is experience and training that is stored in someone's memory. Imagine leaving your business goals and personal dreams in the hands of people's interpretation of the task, relying on their ability to recall information, remember the training, or follow the right process to get tasks done. Now think about the risk of having your future dictated by someone else's memory, which could easily be influenced by how they feel on any given day. It has been said that great businesses are not built by extraordinary people, but by ordinary people doing extraordinary things with systems. A systems-first based business. You want your business to run on systems you own, not people you rent. Systems are predictable. People, not so much. And just to reconfirm, a checklist is not a process. An employee handbook is not a process. And short training videos are not processes or systems. If you have the processes documented, if there is friction between the team and the process, either in how it's written, where it's hosted, how it's accessed, or the business hasn't been optimized in a while, then team will most likely take a guess at the next steps. And this is why it seems like people do their jobs however they want. If they are rushed and don't have time to use the process, then you have an optimization issue. To put this another way, we have perfected the process of building processes. Processes that extract expertise and allow anyone without training to complete any job, task, or project. This way, your business is no longer reliant or dependent on A players. The expertise is stored inside the processes which your business owns. Processes that have allowed our clients to sell their business or expand nationwide to capitalize on an opportunity and build generational wealth for their family, so that you can regain control of your time to work on the business rather than in it. Just like Mark, who was struggling with consistency in his prospecting and sales systems, he had a great business which he loved and his clients loved him, the prospecting and the sales. However, we're attached to him, his energy and his time. Within just 5 days of working with us, he not only recouped his entire investment, but also used our process frameworks to finally build a predictable, scalable system for both his business and his life. Well done, Mark. We're excited for you. So here's how we're going to correct all of that in the next few weeks, not months or years, and I'm going to take you through exactly what we can do and how. While time is considered to be an asset that cannot be bought, in this case, time is actually exactly what we can give you. To begin, we're going to be diving deep and auditing your business. We'll look into your services, your role as the owner, and your team. This isn't just any audit though, this is where we identify where we can reclaim time, valuable time, by removing friction, the seen, the unseen, and the accepted friction. For each team member, we'll be able to free up anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a week. And for you, the business owner, in some cases we can create up to 2 full days of free time per week, every week. We call this the optimization phase. During this phase, we'll provide you with the exact resources you need, tailored for your industry. Our library is vast, covering nearly 100 industries. We walk you through every step of the way, guiding you as we help you deploy these solutions seamlessly. Now, here's something we see too often. Business owners think the answer to their problems lies in building something new, buying the latest tool, or hiring more people. But more often than not, that only adds to the bloat of the business. It doesn't solve the root issue. We'll optimize you, your team, the business as a whole, and the products, services it provides so that everything runs better. So that team meetings become rare rather than expected and dreaded. So that entire departments work less and produce more profit per employee. So that your team functions on their own, without errors, without questions. We'll start this phase by identifying exactly what processes need to be created and in what order. This is crucial because if you just jump in where it seems to hurt or where you think you should start, it's often not the right place. In fact, I can guarantee it isn't the right place. My team and I will handle everything, ensuring that the right processes that will make today easier for your team and you. We'll extract the best way to perform each task, either directly from you, the owner, to help replace yourself, or from your team to duplicate your A players. Yes, you can absolutely duplicate your top performers, no matter how many years of training it typically takes. We've done this before, and we'll do it for you too. Our start to finish approach makes it effortless for us to work within your business, creating these processes with minimal input from you. You'll need less than 2 hours a week to get started, and from those 2 hours, we can generate up to 10 hours worth of processes. If you're happy to move faster, great, we can systemize as quickly as you need us to, and that's just the beginning. Then we'll design and build the custom systems and processes you need to ensure smooth operations, whether it's HR, client service workflows, sales operations, complex admin tasks, or industry-specific processes. We've got it all covered. We don't rely on simple checklists, software, or endless training videos. Instead, we use our own proven frameworks tailored to your business. These include the single task assignment process framework, the before and after process framework, the isolated input process framework, and the decision tree process framework, all of which are only available at Systems and Teams. Best of all, we'll take care of everything. We'll manage, write, and deploy every process for you. And as your business snowballs, we'll also tap into our extensive library of plug and play processes tested by over 1,000 clients since 2018 that will deploy immediately to accelerate your results. As I said, we will extract, document, write, and deploy all of this for you so that you can confidently scale without the stress of managing every small detail, freeing up time to focus on growth and innovation, so that you can empower your team to take ownership of their roles, whereby they can run operations smoothly without your constant supervision. Just like we did with Nathan after working with us to optimize his entire operation and team, we continued to support him until we were able to free up 20 hours every week as a founder. He spent that reclaimed time with his wife and kids while focusing more on the business rather than being stuck in it. He shared that he's never had this much margin or time to grow his business, and it's been life-changing. He's more excited than ever for systems and processes that truly make a difference. Well done, Nathan. Then we will centralize everything. This transition will allow your team to operate efficiently on a structured weekly cycle, complete with clear due dates, KPIs, and all relevant information tied to each task. Your business will run like clockwork, with everyone in perfect harmony and working together without you needing to get involved, because everyone can access everything. All knowledge, all information, all without training and the constant communication drag that can come with projects. No more dependence on key individuals. Your business will begin to run itself, removing uncertainty so that everyone knows exactly what needs to be done, when, and how. We'll solve that by week 2, making everything seamless and easy to use. Using our ready to deploy resources, we'll set everything up so it's ready to go immediately. We'll then track its effectiveness to ensure maximum adoption by your team. This way, everyone can easily find what they need to do their job. Now, where many companies overlook is the importance of removing friction between the team and the processes. It's crucial that processes are easy to access, use, track, manage, and update if necessary. So, while the processes are being worked on, we'll also help you remove any friction, whether it's in how your processes are managed or where they're hosted. We'll make sure everything is centralized and easy for your team to use by improving the process that everyone uses rather than the team member that everyone comes to. This way, everyone can find what they need to do the job. Just like Tom, he knew his potential for growth was massive, yet he was entangled in CFO duties and overwhelmed by logistics, operations, and sales management. Within a short period of working with us, Tom managed to delegate and bring in key players, a new director of logistics and operations, a chief of sales and marketing, and more. By creating SOPs, he seamlessly passed off these critical tasks, freeing his time to focus on aggressive expansion. With the right processes, Tom's business is scaling at an unprecedented pace, and his team have never been stronger. Good hustle, Tom. Keep getting after it. Now, all of this is in the quest to help you create time and scale your profits. This allows you to hire people who can effectively operate within the systems rather than relying on A players to solve everything. Just like Melissa did, where life has become easier as an 8-figure business owner, she's been able to build a system that replicates her top performers within her team using our process frameworks. A system that can be reassigned to anyone whereby the transition is seamless, removing the dependency on key team members and opening the throttle for scale. She recently had to reassign an entire department because someone was sick and it was seamless. With that all being said, let's do a quick recap. We'll start with an optimization phase where we'll assess everything. Your team, your processes, your complexity, everything. Next, we'll create that centralized knowledge base I mentioned. This will be the brain of your business where everything you and your team need is stored. After that, we get to the fun part of process and system design. We'll custom build every system you need to run your business smoothly. We will capture, write, document, test, and deploy every process your business needs in weeks, not months or years. Then if needed, we tackle people. We'll get your team aligned with these systems, and if you need to hire new people, we've got a library of turnkey processes for you. We'll make sure everyone is working with the systems, not against them. So, if you're ready to invest into proven systems that work and are committed to seeing a substantial multi-year return on your investment, it's time to act. We expect this to earn your business several extra millions of dollars every year. To achieve these targets, it's essential that we collaborate with businesses that are the right fit. In my nearly 20-year career working with business owners, I've observed a distinct difference in mindset, openness, and business readiness between those who can help achieve their goals within record time and those who may need more time before they're ready. So, who is this for? It is for business owners whose companies are already operational, even if not perfect, with a proven concept in place. The business works, customers come in, the work is done, and the customers leave. It's also for those who are coachable, open to new perspectives, and willing to hear insights that will challenge current beliefs. As the business isn't working as well as it could, thus whoever is leading it has been lacking some insights. We will bring new insights that will challenge their current beliefs. You need to be coachable in this, as every business is a reflection of its owner. For the business to change, we must change. It is also for any business that is financially secure and prepared to allocate resources toward achieving scalable, profitable systems. This could be in time, cash flow, team, energy, and attention. We will give you 100%. We ask the same from you. This is also for individuals with a clear understanding of their business challenges and goals ready to implement promptly. We can help you fix any problem and achieve any goal, but it has to be defined, as you may have guessed. At Systems and Teams, we are learners. We have an entire research institute built into our operations. Because of this, we love working with enthusiastic learners and leaders who are eager to apply new methodologies to enhance both their business and personal life. So if you fall into any of those categories, we can help. Now let's quickly go over who this is not for. We cannot help those businesses who are just starting out or still developing their business concept. We can't help those seeking a quick fix to a sales, marketing, or team problem, or individuals who are not ready to invest resources upfront for multi-million-dollar gains in the future. Also, owners who are unsure of their specific challenges and goals. If you don't know what you want, there is no way we can help. And owners who think they know and want to do it themselves. There's a reason these owners who want to cut corners, save on budget, and try to do it themselves never seem to move forward. And of course, anyone unwilling to embrace new ideas and methods for growth. So if this sounds like you, no hard feelings, we just don't want to waste your time.
So now you have two options.
Option one is to go at it alone. Try to build every process, system, protocol, and procedure by yourself or with help of your team, which is highly not recommended, as you already now know. Going at it alone or even with an operations manager will significantly slow down your progress. It will be much more expensive, especially if your team is doing it, most likely incorrect due to assumed context if you decide to try it on your own. It just won't be as good. It will be full of mistakes, which will be unnecessary, painful, and embarrassing. You'll continue to be the firefighter in the business with the golden handcuffs, unable to enjoy life. Or we can look at option two, where we can do it together, where you and I can work together with my entire team who will have your back. It will be faster, there will be no mistakes, and it will be significantly cheaper and way more fun. All in the next few weeks, not months or years.
So choosing to work with us is practically like uncovering the cheat code to systemize your entire team and your entire company. And the greatest news of all is that it will be a lot easier than what you would ever expect it to be.
If you're ready to work with us, schedule a call. This conversation is designed for those committed to elevating their business with systems that work. It is ideal for those ready to make clear, strategic decisions about their future. So do come prepared and ready to make a decision. This is not a session for general information. It's a focused discussion aimed at setting a real path forward for us to begin together. Once the call is scheduled, you'll need to complete a brief assessment to ensure
go
we
ahead
are
and click the link
fully prepared
on this page
to maximize our time together. If you're ready to take action, let's see if we are the right fit to bring the systems you need for your business goals.